Hello and welcome to the classic Hollywood movie you should know. I'm Nate Washburn. This week the movie is from 1944, Gaslight, starring Ingrid Bergman, Charles Boyer, and Joseph Cotten, directed by George Cukor. Now Gaslight tells the story of Paula Ahlquist, played by Ingrid Bergman. She is the niece of this world-famous opera singer named Alice Ahlquist, who was brutally murdered when Paula was 14 and living with her aunt. As a result, Paula gets sent to Italy where she is training as an opera singer, but then she has this whirlwind romance with Gregory Anton, played by Charles Boyer, and she agrees to move back to London and to take up residence in the house where her aunt was murdered. She owns the house. Anton wants to live in London. She says, "Oh, I have this house. It's frightened me, but with you as my husband, I can get over my fears." Strange things start happening, and the relationship between Gregory and Paula becomes kind of odd and weird, and it leads Paula to begin questioning her sanity. And this movie was fantastic. I had never seen it before this watch, but it had been on my list for a long time to watch, mainly because the term gaslight or gaslighting has become part of our lexicon, meaning, the psychological manipulation by a person or group which leads someone to question their memory or their senses or even their own reality. And it comes from this movie. And I knew that, and so I had wanted to watch this movie, but I had never really gotten the chance. And I mean, this thing, it took my breath away. I loved this film. It's a very melodramatic story, and you know from the beginning, and you know from the term gaslighting, that Gregory is the one doing this manipulation, that he's doing these things to Paula, making her question her reality. And yet, Boyer and Ingrid Bergman, they ground their performances in such reality that these little moments, these looks that Gregory gives her and Paula's reactions to, like these just tiny microaggressions, it's mind-blowing to see. And the suspense builds. As an audience member, again, you know what's coming. You know that Gregory is gaslighting Paula, and yet you're on the edge of your seat the entire time watching this, trying to figure out, there were moments where I was borderline yelling at the screen, like, don't do that, or why can't you see what he's doing? It just, this movie is so damn good. Now, a little trivia for you about this film. It is based on a play, which was also called Gaslight. That play was turned into a movie in Britain in 1940. MGM bought the rights to the story, and one of the conditions was that they would get all of the copies of the British film from 1940, ostensibly to destroy them so that there would be no competition with the one that they were producing in 1944. What happened, though, is MGM collected all of the films called Gaslight from 1940, but they didn't realize that in the US the film was released as Angel Street. It's funny to me that MGM sought to destroy all these negatives and they didn't realize that the title had been changed, and so they missed that opportunity. Now, Gaslight was a big hit for MGM. It was budgeted at $2 million. It grossed over $4 million, and it got nominated for 7 Oscars. It won only 2. It won Best Actress for Ingrid Bergman and Best Art Direction for a black and white film. But one of those Oscar nominations went to Angela Lansbury for her performance as Nancy, the bitchy maid. Now, what's cool about that, Angela Lansbury was a teenager when she was filming this. This was her first film role. She is one of the few. There's a very, very short list of actors and actresses who get nominated for an Oscar for their first film performance. Angela Lansbury is one of those for this performance in Gaslight. And she just turned 95 in October, still going. She is one of, if not the only surviving star from Hollywood's golden age. Gotta love Angela Lansbury. So give a watch to 1944's Gaslight. It's really suspenseful, really well done. It is the foundation of the term gaslighting, which again is part of our lexicon. Dynamite performances by both Charles Boyer and Ingrid Bergman. Highly recommend it. It's this week's classic Hollywood movie you should know. I'm Nate Washburn. Keep watching.